Safdar Bhatti.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, and now we can hear you, Professor. Welcome.
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen first.
Of course.
Can you see my screen, sir?
Not, no, we cannot see your presentation right now.
Okay, okay. Just a minute.
Of course. Now it's loading. Yeah, now we can see your presentation, Professor. Go ahead, please.
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Muhammad Safdar Bhatti from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur-Pakistan. First of all, I would like to thank ORP organization for inviting me here as a keynote speaker, and that is a great honor for me to make a bridge between Turkey and Pakistan because we are the brothers. Okay, sir? So the topic of my today's talk is exploring the influence of assessment strategies on academic success of students at BS level and investigation. And that is a brief sketch of my talk. Dear audience, education is both the act of teaching knowledge to others and receiving knowledge from someone else. It also refers to the knowledge received through schooling or instruction and to the institution of teaching as a whole. It has a few other senses as a noun. It stands as a bridge that leads people out of poverty into prosperity. In order to evaluate the improvement as well as individual students' performance, the student assessment must be performed in a very technical manner, which proposes additional actions for advancement of teaching, learning, and distribute information by appropriate participants. It assures survival of the human race, maintains its intellectual and cultural tradition, and helps in developing an enlightened civilization for human well-being and economic development that history has witnessed and observed through ages. Unlike other creatures, humans are capable of learning and of being educated. Basically, assessment is as education is one of the main pillars of a society, it fills empty minds with ideas and creativity. Without assessment, we cannot enjoy the fruits of education. In fact, assessment is the collection of information about the student's performance. It is not one-time activity, rather it is an ongoing process. It gives answer to the question, how good? It is the crucial link between learning outcomes, content, and teaching learning activities. It should determine the difference between where we are and where we want to be. It is also concerned with the whole process of education. The influence of assessment. Dear all, the measurement of student learning through assessment is important because it provides useful feedback to both instructors and students about the extent to which students are successfully meeting course learning objectives. It provides them with the feedback they need about their strengths and weaknesses, also with an insight on how to improve in the future. It is a process that consists of activities used for the evaluation of the powers and limitations of students' learning besides teaching activities. In addition, taking appropriate decisions for planning and effective teaching activities. Formative assessment and summative assessment are the tools which are frequently utilized for evaluating students' knowledge of different experience of a national standard. Assessment is the act of judging the quality of something. It is an integral part of the instruction as it determines whether or not the goals of education are being met. It affects decisions about grades, placement, advancement, instructional needs, curriculum, and in some cases, funding. Classroom assessment plays a vital role in the field of education. The term assessment generally refers to test and examination. Through classroom evaluation, a teacher can improve students' learning and his classroom instructions as well. Actually, classroom assessment is a systematic approach to formative evaluation used by instructors to determine how much and how well students are learning. Such informal assessment tools provide key information during the semester regarding teaching and learning so that changes can be made as necessary. Academic achievement. Dear all, academic achievement is defined as the extent to which educational goals and objectives are achieved. Usually, it is measured by exams, tests, and continuous assessment. So, academic achievement and assessment are two major indicators of quality education. Academic achievement analysis offers timely information that could be useful to know the successes and challenges that are found in the learning of the contents of the areas evaluated and contributing to the development for the improvement of the educational system. It is a critical criterion for determining students' academic accomplishment in higher education because the advancement of students in higher education focuses mainly on assessment, which has been the heart of higher education. If we talk about the importance of assessment, the purpose of assessment is to improve learning, inform teaching, help students achieve the highest standards they can, and provide meaningful reports on students' achievement. It makes teaching learning process active. It provides feedback to the teacher and the taught. It provides guidelines to the students. It provides remedial instructions to the students. It judges the worth of learning and it makes learning easier. Now, I would like to move towards the significance of the study. It will be helpful for the students, for the teachers, and definitely the quality of education will be improved. The objectives of my study were basically the major objective of the present study is to explore the impact of different assessment techniques on the academic achievement scores of the university students. My research questions were, what type of assessment strategies are being used by university teachers and what is their influence on students' academic success at BS level? Formative assessment is assessment for learning, whereas summative assessment is assessment of learning. Assessment of and for students' learning is the process of gathering and analyzing information as evidence about what students know, can do, and understand. It is part of an ongoing cycle that includes planning, documenting, and evaluating students' learning. This study was quantitative and descriptive in nature. All the students enrolled in BS in the Islamic University of Bahawalpur were the population of the student, and a simple random sampling technique was used to draw representative sample. 50 students belonging to 5th semester of software engineering department were selected as a sample. 2 research tools were developed for collection of required data. Mean, standard deviation, and t-test were used. And that is the graphic description of my data analysis. And on the behalf of that data, what is the impact of assessment strategies on students' academic success? Answered in positive. Dear all, my findings were the results revealed that there was a strong and significant influence of assessment strategies on the academic success scores of the students. The male students performed better in numerical concepts as well as in Viva examination, while the female students performed better in theoretical reasoning. The mean achievement score revealed a highest performance in theoretical reasoning and lowest in Viva examination. All the students showed their interest in their classes. Classroom assessment affects pupils in different manners. Students are able to evaluate what is important for them to learn. Classroom assessment affects students' motivation, and as a result, students are able for self-assessment. Classroom assessment encourages knowledge, skills, and attitude development in students. We can say that a classroom assessment is the most important component that influences teaching and learning process. Assessment gives effective feedback. It is more effective if it gives feedback to both the students and the teacher. It focuses pupils' attention towards their progress in development and mastery of skills This will enhance efficiency of students towards educational goals. Different types of assessment has its own work, but most important are formative and summative assessment that give feedback to students by the students. So before leaving, I would like to give you some suggestions and recommendations. Dear all, assessment should be regarded as a key professional skill for teachers. It should be part of effective planning of teaching and learning. It should be recognized as central to classroom practice. It should focus on how students learn, and it should provide constructive guidance about how to improve, and should develop learners' capacity for self-assessment to make them effective and self-managing, to take, and it should take account of the importance of learners' motivation, and it should recognize the full range of achievement of all the learners. So it is recommended that communication courses should be planned to reduce hesitation among the students regarding face-to-face interaction as a significant academic barrier. So a teacher must have to perform both summative and formative assessment as needed. As assessment plays a vital role, so the teacher should manage students' record properly. A teacher must have a keen eye on assessment results. For example, students' mistakes, and try to improve them. Proper training sessions should be conducted on assessment on regular basis for the teachers, and funds must be allocated for training purposes. Officials must have proper check and balance on the assessment of teachers. Institutes heads must have to provide facilities like printing, composing to teachers to make assessment instructions. So if we want our students to be Aristotle, we need to be Plato. And these were some references from which I got the help. And thanks for joining me. And any question, please. That's all, sir, from my side.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. Is there any questions or any contributions? Okay, there seems to be no questions for our professor. Thank you again. Thank you so much for your participation.
So nice of you, sir. So nice of you.
First.
Peki.
Buyurun hocam.
Değerli katılımcılarımız, sıradaki konuşma